So once you've got that caramelization, we'll then season, kind of break it up, try to get some caramelized bits on some of the other parts, and we'll be good. Check that bad boy out. Oh, baby. You can use chicken sausage if you'd like. It is lower in fat, but it's been a little while since I've used pork Italian sausage. It's like scissors. Oh, underrated kitchen tool. Something else you can do to get the meat to be all the same size and be really small, which is what we want here because it has to kind of fit inside all of these noodles, is to pulse it in a food processor. We're not trying to puree meat here, just a few pulses, and they'll be small and uniform. So we have some shallot, just one large shallot, and we have some fresh sage. I love sage. We're gonna brown the butter. Brown butter and sage are just like quintessential classic fall flavors. They go so well with pumpkin. They're going in. It just smells like Thanksgiving. There's a little salt in the butter. Just gonna add a little touch more. And basically we want to cook this until the shallots are translucent, but also the butter starts to brown. You'll notice the butter gets kind of speckled. That's because the butter solids are turning brown. It'll also start to foam up a little bit. That's how you know it's kind of working. Don't have the heat too high though, because you can burn the butter, and that's just not what we're going for here today. Now, I'm gonna add a little bit of bone broth so that we can release all those wonderful brown bits from the bottom of the pan. All right, we're adding an entire can of pumpkin. 14 grams of fiber in this can, tons of vitamin A, some vitamin C. This is actually the first time that I have browned butter with other things in the pan. And I think in the future, because the shallots got like what looked to be almost crispy, I think I would brown the butter maybe 50–60% of the way actually, and then add shallots in just to give the butter a little bit of a head start, because the shallots actually releasing liquid too, which makes it take longer for the butter to brown, all the while the shallots are cooking. This is how I cook though, guys. I sort of learn as I go. So I added some more bone broth till it's this like thick soup consistency. Now we're gonna add some heavy cream. Of course, using my favorite protein hack. I know we've already got some Italian sausage in here, but I figure it doesn't hurt to add a little bit more protein. 1/4 cup of collagen. So I forgot to add salt when I added the pumpkin, very important. I love nutmeg. I love freshly grated nutmeg. It goes so well with all of these things. So we're adding it. Just smelling it makes me so happy. I'm actually gonna add a little bit more stock broth. And we're gonna add some Parmesan. Probably should have added the parm before I seasoned with salt. Don't make the same mistake I made. So as far as the thickness, we want it to be somewhat thick, on the thicker side. We don't want it to be too thin because then it's going to run out the sides of our springform pan, which is what we are using to bake our honeycomb pasta in. This actually looks pretty dang perfect. It tastes like sputter weather. We've got our Italian sausage that I did decide to pulse in my little mini food processor. And look at how tiny and cute all the little pieces are. Gonna fit beautifully into paccheri, which is basically just giant rigatoni. I'm actually gonna add a little bit more parm. All right, sauce number 1 is done for our pumpkin honeycomb pasta. So I decided that this needs a bechamel, a brown butter bechamel at that. So we're browning all of this butter, and then we're gonna add some flour, some milk, and I think some more collagen because I just love it so much. And then we can go ahead and assemble after we have our lusciously thick white sauce. Things are happening. All those brown little flecks are gonna look like vanilla bean. It's just gorgeous. So we wanna make sure all of the flour gets absorbed. You wanna kind of cook it off for a minute or two, just so that raw flour taste goes away. Looking good. All right, I've got 4 cups of milk over here. I'm gonna add another 1/4 cup of the collagen. Adding 40 extra grams of protein between the collagen here and the collagen in the Bolognese, plus all the protein in the sausage, the fiber, and the pumpkin. Guys, these are the things that excite me. Alright, so I'm gonna keep whisking until everything is silky smooth, and as the liquid heats up, the whole sauce is just gonna thicken. Just adding a little more cheese. More cheese that didn't hurt anybody. And some more nutmeg, my favorite. So another thing we're gonna add is 2 egg yolks. This is gonna help kind of like custardify it, and really help tighten it up so that it doesn't run out. It'll just sort of stay in place. And I've turned off the heat. You could temper these instead by adding some of the sauce to an egg yolk, bringing it up to heat and then putting it in, but I've already turned the heat off here. Not too worried about the yolk scrambling. Some quality control. So warm and toasty. It's time to assemble. Just gave this a quick spritz with some nonstick spray. I'm gonna put a little bit of our Bolognese just on the bottom of the springform pan. And I've got some half-cooked, maybe a little bit more than half-cooked pasta. So we're just going to place all of these face up. Try to squeeze a few more of these babies in here. Ta-da! Okay, now we are going to fill these little babies with Bolognese. Whatever method works best for you. All right, so all of the noodles are filled up about halfway, really packed them in here. And now it's time for the brown butter bechamel. So we are going to pour this inside of each noodle. Fill those babies up. So if I didn't mention it before, and I don't think I did, I actually remade the Bolognese. I browned the butter a little bit before I added the sage and the shallots in, and it was just perfection. I also ended up adding a couple tablespoons of tomato paste, which really gave a nice acidity. And guys, I'm telling you, holy flippin' moly. Since there's a lot of little nooks and crannies that this sauce can get into, and give a little tappity tap. Really encourage it to seep down in, get cozy. All right, now into the oven at 350. I might do a little broil situation at the end just to get it nice and golden brown on the top. Because we added those egg yolks, this whole bechamel is just gonna set up. Very excited. Beautiful. Gonna add some more fresh sage to the bottom. Just wow, look at her, look at her. Can you see it? What's up guys? Welcome back to my channel. As you've seen, today we are making two versions of honeycomb pasta, and this first one is a pumpkin Italian sausage bolognese with a brown butter bechamel. Holy crap, so much deliciousness. I've got my fork and love you fork. I've got my napkin. And this week is my brother's birthday. We went to Halloween Horror Nights for him last weekend, and we celebrated him this week. So I wanted to pour myself a glass of Crown. This is actually a bottle that his friend who has the same birthday as him brought to us on his birthday. So we're drinking one for Adam. I wish you liked a gin. And how fun is this? I found a pumpkin at the store. The stem was awesome, so clearly I had to put it on top of our honeycomb pumpkin pasta. Thank you for coming. All right, without further ado, let's see how this tastes. I just know it's gonna be so good. Stuffed. It's still so hot, but I am going for it. Oh my gosh. Wow. So saucy, so comforting. I mean, it's like a big, warm hug. This is my favorite kind of lasagna too. A Bolognese bechamel situation. And this is just like the ultimate fall version of it. Mm. 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 The brown butter, the nutmeg, the pumpkin, the sage, like all of these things go so incredibly well together. Also, I love an Italian sausage bolognese. I don't know if you guys have made one before. I've made a few. All of them have been amazing. Mm. I love the color that this bechamel gets on the top. This presentation I also am super obsessed with the sage, the pumpkin stem. If you guys make this for a party, which I think it would be super appropriate for, like people could just kind of fork it out. It's like a pull apart sandwich situation. Super festive, super delicious. Takes a little bit of time, but mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right, one more bite. We have a whole other honeycomb pasta to eat. Don't worry, I will be sharing the leftovers with family per usual. Oh! We just made vodka sauce. You guys might remember a little bit, but I'm just doing some garlic, Calabrian chili pepper paste, linked in my Amazon shop, a little bit of olive oil. A healthy amount of vodka. It's all vodka. I don't know how much I added, maybe around a half of a cup. It kind of changes. Half a cup, quarter of a cup. Thanks, Tito's. Sponsor me. So you know the drill. We are going to let this cook until the alcohol smell goes away. So when you stick your face in it, you smell it, you don't smell vodka anymore. And another nice thing about the alcohol cooking off is that most of the calories in the vodka also cook off. So you're getting kind of just like the essence of vodka without the alcohol, without the calories, and that happens to go really well flavor-wise with the tomatoes. You see pretty much all the liquid is now gone, and it is time for the tomatoes. All right, so I have some more heavy cream. This is about a half of a cup this time. And another quarter cup of collagen. All right, so we're gonna mix this up. We're gonna let it simmer for a while and kind of reduce down. And then I'm going to puree the whole thing. And then we have our sauce for our tie-dye pesto honeycomb pasta. All right, it is time to assemble our pesto tie-dye honeycomb pasta. I'm gonna add a little of our vodka sauce, which I did decide to puree. All right, now you know the drill. We've got rigatoni this time though. So we're going to, just like before, stand our rigatoni. Some of them might be a little crooked, that's okay. Just gonna pack these babies in here. Ta-da! Again. Now that the nudes are all nestled in, it's time for some pesto, and I'm going with store-bought today. Getting a little bit of help, it's a lot of work. No shame in getting your favorite store-bought sauce. And I have done some research on store-bought pesto, and apparently Costco's is amazing. Well, it is, I've tried it. It's really, really good, but other people think so as well. So I'm just gonna put a little bit into the bottom of each one of these guys. Not filling it up, just a little bit. All right, that's looking pretty good. We are gonna come back to this later. So now I have some mozzarella. I have some sliced mozzarella, and I've got these tiny little strips. So we're going to attempt to put a strip of mozzarella inside each one of these noodles. Then we're going to cover in sauce, fill with sauce / cover, and then pop it in the oven. Halfway through, we'll add these little guys on. We don't want to do that right away because since they're exposed to the direct heat of the oven, they will get rubbery if they're in there for too long. So let's go ahead and see how easy this is to stuff them. Oh, it worked out all right. Feeling good, feeling good. All right, now we're going in with the vodka sauce. Try to get it inside of the pasta. Seeing a little bit of seepage down here. So I'm going to just wrap the bottom in tin foil. That will prevent it from leaking out whilst in the oven. She is also beautiful. All right, so again, in the oven for like 15, and then we'll put the mozz on top, pop it back in for another 15. Do it our way. This would also look so good. What's the thing, tryptophobia or something? It's beautiful. Oh, it still looks awesome. I've got my Ziploc baggie with pesto in it. It is the moment of truth. I have honestly been afraid of this step all day, but we are here and we are going to do it. We're gonna do it. Okay, start in the middle. I mean, it looks pretty damn good. We are back. I am so ready to try this thing. Inspired by Ruby Rosa in New York City, they have a tie-dye pesto pizza with vodka sauce, mozzarella pesto. That's what we got here today in pasta form. Let's do this. That was pretty damn good. Pesto sauce, turns out, is like really, really good with vodka sauce. In case anybody was wondering, it's delicious. I really need to put this on a pizza. It's clearly meant to be there. Just some crusty bread. You know. The rigatoni seem to be a little bit easier to eat as far as the size bite that you're gonna take. I love big bites, so I honestly prefer the paccheri, but I think for most people, the rigatoni are like more in line with the size bite you want to take, especially if you're filling the paccheri with Bolognese, which you should. My back hurts so bad. I am going to sleep early tonight. It's gonna take me all night to finish this. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining today. It seems in the battle between the pesto tie-dye, pizza, honeycomb pasta, and the pumpkin sausage bolognese, definitely won. Just
The Bolognese makes more sense. I also love the paccheri, and I love that the Bolognese can like fit inside of it and everything. A real winner. And how fun was the presentation? The pumpkin that I found at the store, I was like, ah! I just had this moment with it. Thank you guys so much for joining today. As always, I appreciate you so, so much. Comment below what you thought about this video, what other kinds of videos you'd like to see me do next. I hope you have a great rest of your night, and I will see you guys next time. Bechamel.